And so I found myself having all this anxiety. And I'm like, hold on, this is in my head. I'm spending all this time and energy and money in that case with a therapist and with the lawyer, working through all these problems that only exist in my head. And it wasn't until I started knocking these things off, like, okay, let's qualify this or quantify that. When we can't qualify or quantify it, why are we willing to die in this hill? Why are we having a conversation about this?
Right.
And again,
Going back to the math of it.
it's math.
Yeah.
I taught, this is business mind. I do this in class I teach, the 6 buckets of business. And I had a woman, she had 17 clients. She was a graphic designer, 17 clients. And she started telling me about her clients and said, hey, let's try something out here. It's called the triple S theory. And we rank everybody by 3 different methodologies, right? How satisfying is the relationship? How simple is it to work with this person? And how, no, I can't remember my own book. Simple, satisfying, and stimulating. There we go. How stimulating is the work you're doing, right? And so it's a triple S score. We took our 17 clients. We ranked them 1 through 5, right? And 3 being neutral, 5 best, 1 worst. We ranked them. And then we looked at the dollars per hour that she made from those clients. So we could, because that's also in business, a second piece. We did the multiplication. Within 1 hour, she went from 17 clients to 9 clients because she realized there was 8 clients that did not follow her boundaries. I use this same methodology when I look at people in my life. Why is that person an energy drain suck? Why? And I put it through the triple S score. And once I go through the triple S score, it becomes very apparent who, or sometimes even what activities pass, right? And the beautiful thing is you get to decide where the mark is, right? A perfect score is 15. The worst score is 3. If you're saying, you know what, I'll accept anything 5 or above because that's where I'm at in my life. Okay, that's what you're willing to accept. No more complaining about when they show up that way, right? We have some people where we have extremely satisfying. It's a very satisfying relationship, and you go and do stimulating things, and yet they cancel on you constantly, or they show up late if you're all about right. And it's like, well, this isn't very simple. Or they never text you. You always have to text them or call them. It's like, well, that's not very simple. Right? Or you have that one friend that will always pick up and always hang out with you, and they are a drag. They are boring. They're not interesting. So it's simple to hang out with them. And what you're doing might be satisfying, yet the relationship is not stimulating. Right? And now we can take emotions and qualify them with numbers when we use language as the filter. And like that, people start to see, oh, these are the reasons why these people drain my energy. And now you can go have a conversation. Go have a conversation with that person that you love hanging out with, and yet it's very difficult to get on their calendar and say, hey, you know what? I love hanging out with you, but I realize it's not simple. You always have a book calendar, or I always have to reach out to you, right? When you reach out to me, it really fills me up. And I would love it if we can get some dates on the calendar and we can both stick by them, because we both do things that are satisfying to us and the relationship is stimulating, right? Would you agree? And it's like, yeah, okay, let's put some calendar. And now you've taken, right? Now you can also change that score by understand why it's a drag, right? If you have someone that's boring, or you guys don't have similar common, interests and hobbies, or maybe there's some person where you always have to meet them with what they're doing, then it's a conversation. Hey, you know what? This is really important to me. Would you go, we always go to the bar with you or go to the Bucks game, whatever, right? How about going to the symphony? How about going to a live theater? And now all of a sudden we're using words to really express ourselves. We were talking about earlier, a simple statement, I call it Mad Libs, right? Default fighting positions, default things we can go to, right? Like I statements versus you statements, right? I feel this way, insert whatever it is, when insert the next thing, right? Because often it's you make me feel this way. How much of a victim statement is that? I talk about the book, right? Victim of circumstance versus victor of story. You are the main character in your story, and you get to decide who are the other main characters, who are the extras,
right?
And how often do we let the extras influence us? And then we become the victim of circumstance. And it's like, well, hold on. If you say things, not if, right? When you say things like, you make me feel this way, you're just giving away the farm. You're allowing somebody to control your world. How debilitating is that? Versus saying, hey, Sarah, I feel disrespected when you XYZ. Or, hey, I feel uncomfortable when I'm in this situation, right? Not when you put me in this situation, right? Not
Yeah.
right.
Then it becomes about the thing. It doesn't become about the other person as a person.
And you're